Hey everybody, welcome back to the Connection Hub. It's been a while. So if you have not been following me closely, you may not know that I have not been on social media for at least the last 6 weeks. And this was quite an intentional decision. I have been through a lot over the last year. And I think with the loss of Rosie, mid-January, that was really just something that probably pushed me a little bit over the edge. And I felt the need to take a deep dive, and that deep dive was into my emotional world. And so I had a lot of processing to do, and I had a lot of things to reflect on, to gain a new understanding of what this all means. And it truly takes me into evaluating life, what's important, what do I stand for, what do I want to stand for, why do I do the things that I do in the context of a broader perspective. Because when you go through a loss, one where you have witnessed a particular energy from the moment that they were puppies, in this instance, when you nurture them and you grow with them and you take care of them, and then you see that whole life cycle play out to the point where they take their last breath in your arms. That truly highlights the significance of the picture of life in its entirety, not just life with a dog or a pet, but also life in the context of people, life in the context of other systems that may be at play, for example, the ecosystem. So all of these systems are always interrelated, but sometimes we have amnesia and we forget about it, and we live our day-to-day lives being purely like in a tunnel, having tunnel vision, and we're only focusing on the things that truly have an impact on us. And then when you go through a loss like that, it actually just blasts you open a little bit. And you start to think about things more holistically, and you start to reevaluate in terms of what is truly important to me and what is truly the way in which I want to show up in life. And I feel it is so important to talk about this, because this channel and this space here is for people to come to have honest conversations with themselves, to honestly evaluate where they are in their lives and how they're showing up, and what it truly means to live an embodied life. To live in a way that we know that this is not the only life that there is, but while we are here, we're going to make the most of it in a way where we are kind and loving towards ourselves and also to others as well. Because that system is constantly in operation. And so when you go through a loss like this, it feels like your world has fundamentally changed. It is fundamentally impacted on a day-to-day life. And yet the other systems with which you interact with, they may have paused for a moment to give you a little bit of empathy, or to say sorry for your loss. But very quickly, just like that, that system moves on. People continue to have expectations, but your life is not the same, and you are not the same, and now you have to adapt and integrate again. And so with me taking the 6-week break, I felt like it was a demonstration of how in life sometimes we're fully in and we're fully there, and at other times we have to pull back our energy. And we have to pull back from life a little bit to reevaluate, so that we come back clearer, and we come back with a different perspective, and we come back in a way that we feel like we are more aligned to ourselves and the systems in which we interact with. And we also may then make modifications in terms of how we want to interact with these systems. And it may feel a little bit, I don't know what the right word is, maybe abstract in the way that I'm speaking. But what I'm trying to say is, it is pretty normal when you're going through significant losses or changes in your life that at times you want to pull back. At times you just need some space. And at times you just need to reevaluate what is happening for you. And it's okay. And you can take that time while you're maintaining to a certain degree some of the priorities and the commitments that you have, but you can adapt certain aspects. And then when you're ready, you'll feel it and you'll know it. And then you come back again into a system. You come back different, a different perspective, and you walk your path in that way. So I hope this is going to be of help or assistance to somebody out there to know that they're not okay. And then when they're going through massive changes or massive loss in their life and they don't feel like showing up in that moment, that's normal. And that's okay. And you will get to that place again. But until then, you have the now. And in the now, you do what you need to do. So I'm feeling in a better place. I carry my losses with me in my heart on a day-to-day basis, but I feel I'm in a better place where I can interact with the world again. And so if you've come this far, thank you for listening. You're part of my healing journey, and I hope that I'm able to stir something in you that'll bring you closer to who you are and the path that you're supposed to walk in this life. Sending you much love.